Welcome everybody to the Financial Aid Star Scholarship and Apprentice session. We hope everyone is healthy and safety in today's society with the events that are going on, and we are very pleased that you are here with us today. I'd like to take an opportunity to introduce our panel. I'm Rhonda Hampton. I'm the director of the Star Scholarship. We have Jackie Dace, the director of Apprenticeship and Internship, and we have Richard Hayes, the director of Financial Aid. Additionally, Tim Kirby, our Star Scholarship Coordinator, will be helping us out, and Paul Thompson, who works with Apprenticeship and Internship, he will be helping us out as well today. Just a friendly reminder, some of our presentation today is recorded because we have a lot of information and we wanted to make sure it was 100% accurate for you. And also it gives you an opportunity to send us Q&As through that function within Zoom. Our presenters here today are going to answer those FAQs throughout the presentation. In addition to, we will have a portion at the end of each presentation to provide Q&A sessions. So if you don't get those questions within our Q&A during the presentation, always feel free to type them out at the end and we will definitely get to you. In addition to our Q&As, we will provide you with contact information for each of our programs. So if there's any lingering questions we didn't get to today, or if you just didn't get it to us today, we can definitely help you out with a follow-up email from you to us, and we will get that information to you. Just a friendly reminder, if you're participating in our incentive program, we do have an awesome incentive program with some great prizes. So if you are participating in that, please make sure to complete our survey at the end. We will provide our survey code so that way you can complete that survey and get credit for being in attendance today. Also, the financial aid and the Star Scholarship presentation has been translated into Spanish, and it is located within our Spanish section of our website in our virtual week website. So if you need a translated version of Spanish, we do have that up on our website now. All right, let's get started.
What's up, people? What's up, people? This is Rich Hayes, your District Director of Financial Aid, and my job here is to help you get the money. All right, so what I'm going to do today, we're going to talk about how to apply for financial aid. That is the first step to trying to finance your tuition, your cost of attendance, your books, and all those things you're going to need to get through your educational program. And hopefully, which I believe so, you're going to go on, graduate, and go on to better, bigger, and better things. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to keep it light and tight as we move through this process. So I'm pretty sure you all heard about this thing called FAFSA, this application that we keep hearing about, right? FAFSA stands for free as in the keyword, application for federal student aid. All right, and I'm going to take you through this process really quick. It's really a 4-step process, not too hard, but remember the word free. So if anybody try to hit you up for $39.99, $59.99, tell them to kick rocks. All right, because this is a free application. The first thing we want to do is go to fsaid.ed.gov. Now, this is where you get your FSA ID. This is ID you use to sign your FAFSA. Now, if you are a dependent student, which means that you live with your parents and your parents take care of you, all right, you're under the age of 24, we'll talk about that a little later, then you will need a FSA ID for you and your parent, okay, not just you. All right, so you want to create this. This is tied to your Social Security number, people, so make sure you know that when you go into complete this FSA ID. It takes you all but 5 minutes to complete. You can go to this website. That is step number 1, okay? Step number 2, you want to go ahead and you want to complete that FAFSA. Now, the FAFSA is open every year beginning October 1st. Early bird gets the worm, so you want to make sure you get that FAFSA completed early because you can get additional aid from, say, the state of Illinois to help you out with more financial aid to help you out with college. So you want to make sure you get that done early. All right. Now, once you complete the FAFSA, you're going to get a confirmation page. We'll talk about that a little bit later. All right. The next step, while you're doing FAFSA, in some rare cases, they may take you through a process called verification. All right. And you can visit your student portal to learn more about that. But really what they're just trying to do is to verify whatever you put on the FAFSA. All right. So if you did the FAFSA before and you come back and you change the information drastically, you might get selected for verification. It's no biggie. We got trained financial aid professionals that can help you get through that process with a snap in the hurry. All right. So you want to make sure that you reach out to the financial aid office and they can assist you with what you need to do. Next thing you do, once you get through all those processes, if you're not selected for verification, or if you're selected and you finish up the process, then you get to review your financial aid award to see how much financial aid you're eligible for. So you want to make sure you look at that, because that's going to tell you how much money you're getting. That's the important part. We want to see what the dollar signs look like. So you can always go to my.ccc.edu. and you can see all this information under your student portal. All right. Make sure you reach out to the Student Services Department. You can reach out to your academic advisor, or you can reach out to your admissions persons to make sure you get your login for that. Okay. And moving on, we have, this is the FAFSA starting line. All right. So when you go to FAFSA.gov, remember that website, FAFSA.gov, FAFSA.gov. You are either brand new, starting them with a new FAFSA, or you are a returning person coming in to do a change to your FAFSA. And so this is what you have with the starting line. And so it's really simple. You can just click on that. You will sign in with your FSA ID, and then you'll commence to completing your FAFSA application. All right, moving on to the next slide. So this is what the first page is going to look like when you go into that FAFSA application. The first thing they're going to want is your student demographic information. All right, they want your last name, they want your first name, they want a sample of blood. Nah, I'm just kidding. They don't want a sample of blood. But this is what you will need. All right, you're going to need the FSA ID we talked about a couple of slides back for you and your parents. If you are an independent student, then you'll just need it for yourself. All right, you're definitely going to need your social security number, or if you do not have a social security number, then you can use your LEA registration number if you are a U.S. non-citizen. All right, so you can still get financial aid. All right, next, since we're going into the 2021 academic year, they always go by prior year income. So you're going to need that 2018 federal income tax return, or W-2s. Now, one cool thing that they have is that you can use this IRS DRT tool. It's called IRS Data Retrieval Tool, okay? And you can go to student.gov or studented.gov to get that information on how to use that particular IRS DRT tool. It's really simple to use, okay? In the FAFSA, they're going to show you how to use it as well. All right, you're going to need your parents' date of birth, their social security number, their marital status. That's why it's important to have your parents do this with you if you are a dependent student. If you're feeling a little, uneasy about it, come into the office and we can definitely help you out with that. That is not a problem. Or you can even reach out to us via our virtual services on our website at ccc.edu, and we can do this all virtually. That's the great thing we have about CCC. Our IT team is the best. All right, next you're going to also, as I said, be able to transfer in the information using the IRS DRT tool. So you want to make sure that you have all this information when you start the FAFSA. Is going to make this process so much easier. That way you don't have to come back and keep doing this over and over again, because as I said, we're trying to get you to the money, trying to get you to the dollar signs. But in order to do that, we got to make sure we do it the right way all the time. So doing it the right way is always the best way. So let's dive into a little bit deeper about this FSA ID. The long version is Federal Student Aid ID, okay? Now, this is not just the ID to do your FAFSA application. You're going to use this for everything. This is your electronic signature. That's why it's tied to your social, and that's why you should never, ever, ever, ever share it with anyone, okay? Keep it locked away that you will only know the answer to it, okay? And so these are some of the things you can do with the FSA ID. You can go to fsaid.ed.gov. You'll go here in case you ever forget your password, ever forget your login, need to update any of your information. Because even if you forget your password, they can send a quick text of a code to your phone on file or to your email on file, and you can quickly unlock that. So one thing you never want to do is use your high school email address when setting this up. Set up a brand new email. It is free. Okay. I personally, like all the different email accounts that's out there, but make sure you pick a good email account, something that you'll always use. You can also use that professionally, but I'm not going to get into the weeds about that. Let's keep it moving. All right. But when you create an FSA ID, you're going to enter your email address and you get to create your username and your password. Okay. Also, you're going to need your date of birth, social security number, because it's tied to your social. It's your electronic signature. It's also going to ask you challenge questions in case you, again, forget your password. We got a lot of passwords things now, especially with all the social media things that's out there. Do not make this your Snapchat password. All right, cool. Another thing, you're going to need to confirm your telephone number using the secure code, okay? And lastly, you need to confirm your email address. So you confirm these things because if you, again, lose your password, it will send a code to either one of these communication outlets to help you reset that password. So this is very, very important. I can't stress it enough. You need to remember the FSA ID. If you forget it, or if you even put the wrong social, that could mess up you getting the money on the other end. I have seen students put in the wrong social security number, and they tied it to that, and then when they went and came over to us, I had to send them all the way back, and it's a long process to get that fixed. So let's just get it right the first time, and you'll be good to go. Moving on, people. Now, remember when I talked about whether you was a dependent or independent student? Now, I know some people was going to say, I am independent because I live in my mom's house, and I pay my own phone bill. Well, you could be independent, but according to the federal government, they have certain questions that you would need to answer whether you're dependent or independent. All right. Now, normally it's under the age of 24. Okay. Even if you're not living with your mom, if she is taking care of you, if your father's taking care of you, then you're still considered a dependent student until you're after the age of 24. Okay. Now, if you are under that age of 24, then they have your set of questions in which you would answer. If you answer no to all of the questions, then you are a dependent student until you're 24 years of age or older. If you answer yes to even one of the questions that they have, all right, then you will be an independent student. But be prepared. If you answer yes to those questions and you're under the age of 24, you may get selected for verification. You may not. We don't know. But they may require additional information to validate that. So you can go to studentaid.gov/dependency to figure out what those questions are. All right. So they may ask you a question. I know one of the questions asks, were you ever in the armed forces? You may say yes, but they're going to want to see something to prove that. Another question is, do you have children in which you support with more than 50% of your income? Not your parents' income, your income. They may ask you to verify that. So those are two questions I know right off the top of my head that they're going to ask you. So be prepared to answer those questions, and that will determine whether you're a dependent or independent student. The biggest difference, if you are dependent, you need parents' information. If you are independent, then you need only your information. Now, there are very rare cases where you can change your dependency statuses, but again, you want to go into your financial aid office, speak with the financial aid professionals, and they can help you out with that process, all right? But this is really important because this will determine how your whole budget is set up with our system, all right? So, keeping with dependency, you're probably asking yourself this question: who is the parent on my FAFSA, right? We all have some diverse living situations. Some of us live with mom, some of us live with dad, some of us are lucky enough to live with both parents. Some of us live with big sister, big brother, grandparents. Some of us are foster children. Some of us have legal guardians. Some of us live with aunts and uncles. So let's ask ourselves a couple of questions and we can figure this out, right? So first question, are your parents married? If they're married, great. You put them both on the FAFSA, right? If they're not married, we go to the next question. Do your parents live together? If the answer is yes, then you still have to put both of them on the FAFSA because they live together. If the answer is no, we go to the next question. Did you live with one parent more than the other over the past 12 months? All right, so which parent did you live with the most over the past 12 months? So if that answer is that, then you'll put dad information on the FAFSA as well as his income. If that information is mom, you'll put that parent on the FAFSA with that income. All right. If the answer is no, then you report information on the FAFSA for the parent who provided more financial support over the last 12 months. So let's say you live with both of them equally. Then now you gotta look at the parent who paid the most expenses with you, that supported you with more than 50% of their income. Okay. Now, this is another tricky question. Did one of your parents get remarried? So let's say you say, I live with mom. Mom covered all my expenses. Even though you still know dad, but I live with mom. All right. Then did your mom remarry or did your dad remarry? Because then that parent, along with that step parent, will be put on the FAFSA information. So you have to ask those questions to yourself when you're putting the parent on. Now, if you live with grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, they are not your parents unless they legally adopted you. Now, it's a little bit different for foster children. If you're in the foster care system, then as soon as you go to college, you are an independent student because you are a foster child. But be prepared to validate that information. You know what's cool about that? They got so many scholarships within the foster system of Illinois. So before you even get through all of that FAFSA, make sure you reach out to the financial aid professional and ask them about those scholarships. I got a ton of students right now getting buku dollars, all right, because they was a foster child. So it's a whole bunch of resources there for you because we want to make sure you're successful, all right? Now, if you live with aunts, uncles, again, if they have not legally adopted you, then your parent is the person that is on that birth certificate after you answer those questions. Okay, so we want to make sure we know that because we got to be as truthful as possible when we're putting information on the FAFSA. If you lie and you get caught, whew, I ain't got no bail money for you. Okay, I know ain't really the right word, but that's how I got to say it. I don't have any bail money for you. I need you to be as truthful as possible when completing this FAFSA because you could face up to 5 years in prison or fines up to $250,000. And me personally, I'm going to be honest all the time. So, once you get through the FAFSA, you've put in all the demographic information. You put in the demographic information about your parents. You put in the income information for you and your parents. You get to the fun part, and that is your school selection. So, if you know the College Federal School Code, you can choose yes and enter that code. This is what it looks like. This is the form that it looks like when you go and put in that school code, all right? If you do not know the school code, then you can put in the name of the school along with the city and the state, and it will bring up that school for you. Okay, you can put as many school codes as you like. They normally ask you to put around 10 when you're filling out your FAFSA application, but you just want to make sure you have the right school codes on your application. So here are the school codes. As you notice, all of City College's school codes start with a 00. So that is the first two numbers on every last one of our school codes. Daly College, 1649. Harold Washington, 1652. Kennedy King, 1654. Malcolm X, 1650. Olive Harvey College, 1653. Truman College, 1648. And Wright College, all the way up on the north side, 1655. So you want to make sure you put in the right school code because your financial aid is tied to your school code. Now, the great thing here at City College is whatever school you select and go to, that will be your home college. So when you complete your financial aid, you can still take classes at any school throughout the district, but when you need to handle financial aid stuff, you need to go to your home college. All right, moving on. All right, coming into the home stretch. Now, you remember earlier where I talked about that FSA ID? This is where you're really going to need it, all right? If you don't have an FSA ID, you cannot finish up the FAFSA application. That's the whole point of this whole process, is to finish up the application. So you get to the sign and submit page. You're going to be asked, number one, if you are prepared, you're going to choose no, okay, because you're not a preparer. All right, on the next screen, It's going to ask you to, it's going to show you the summary of everything that you completed. So you want to make sure you take a look at that. And then you want to get to the point where you put in your FSA ID. All right. If you look at this screenshot right here, this is for a dependent student, so it shows the parent as well as it shows the student. It will show the last 4 digits of your social to make sure you verify that. It will show your date of birth, and it will show your last name, and then it will ask you to submit your FAFSA. This is the most important part. You gotta have the FSA ID or you won't be able to submit this application, okay? Now, in some cases where your parent cannot get a FSA ID, you can print out the signature page and bring it to the financial aid office, right? And we can sign it on our side as long as the parent has signed the FAFSA application signature page, okay? And that happens very rarely, but it does. So we do have additional options that can assist you with that. But the easiest way is to sign it. Now, once you sign an application, it takes about 3 to 5 days to complete. Do not mail it in. It will take 3 weeks to get that back. It's best just come to the office and we can help you submit it electronically on our side if we need to. All right. So I'm just trying to help you not get into the weeds with it because I want you to get that money as soon as possible. All right. I want you to get this done, get this completed, so you can get your classes and whoo, you off. And we got it going. All right. So make sure that you sign and submit that FAFSA, and you're going to get a confirmation page right after that. So as we're closing out, we're going to get to the helpful tips. All right. So as I said before, never, ever, 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 ever pay for a FAFSA application. It is free. Okay. So stay off websites that say FAFSA.com. That is the main website to try to charge you. All right. Also, use a personal email, not your school email. That's where you want to send your FSA ID and any information about your FAFSA. So it's going to be a lot of stuff coming there. If you don't have a personal email, you can go to Yahoo, you can go to Google, you can go to Outlook, you can go to Hotmail. I think they even still have that now. And you can create a free email account that you can use. There's a plethora of different ones out there. You choose the best one you like and create an email. Okay. You're going to need to know your name and social security number. It has to match what's on your social security card. All right. So if you had a parent that was recently married, you have to make sure you put the name that is on the social security card or else it may reject it. So make sure you have that information. Right. If you are a tax filer, as I said before, the IRS data retrievals tool will be great. It will be in the FAFSA application, but in order to use it, you need a what? FSA ID. See how important that dang ID is? Super important. All right. You also want to get your confirmation page. All right. And that tells you that it was submitted. On that confirmation page is going to give you what is called a sample award letter to tell you how much you may be eligible for, and it will give you an EFC number. Now, don't frantic about this EFC number. EFC stands for Expected Family Contribution, but really that's the number we determine how much financial aid you'll be eligible for. The lower that number, the better. So if you got all zeros, whoo, you may have some money coming your way. Okay, so you just want to be mindful of that. All right. Next, keep track of all your usernames, passwords. All right. You want to save that in a secure place, however you want to save it, but especially that FSA ID. It is really important. All right. What's the next one? You want to make sure you indicate whether you're the student or the parent. When the FAFSA says you, they're talking about the student, not the parent. So when you're putting in information, we see this a lot. We have students who put their information on the parent side, and then they will put the parent information on their side. So you just want to make sure you take your time, go through that application, make sure you're truthful on that application because they do verify. All right. And for additional help and guidance, contact the FSA at 800-433-3243. I know that sounds like a commercial. All right. And you want to visit the financial aid office at any of the CCC campuses. All right. Or you can visit us virtually at ccc.edu. All right. Let's keep it moving, people. We jamming. So all good things must come to an end as we get to the end of our presentation, but I want to let you know about a couple of cool things that you can look at. Number one, you can go to ccc.edu and /student GPS, ccc.edu /student GPS. So you can look at all of our wonderful programs. All right. Whatever you want to get into, I'm sure you'll find it in the student GPS. Additionally, you can go to ccc.edu and apply today. So that's a big one. You have to apply for your FAFSA to connect to your account. If you don't have an application on file, I cannot connect your FAFSA to your account, so I can try to get you the money. All right. So those are two important things that you want to do. All right. So, a little bit of information I want to share with you before we go to question and answers. That is the next step that we're going to, where I get to answer all your wonderful questions, all your burning questions that you got inside of you. Please ask the question. There is no dumb question, especially when it comes to financial aid. This stuff can be tricky sometimes, and I am here to help you navigate through that process. But if you want to reach out to the campus, again, you can go to ccc.edu, go to the virtual service button at the bottom of the page, all right? Or you can send an email to one of the emails you see up here right now, and these are all the particular emails for each campus that you want to send an email to. We don't have just one financial aid email, we have 7. So whichever campus is your home college, you want to send an email to that college so that they can respond back to you. And trust me, we are monitoring that email queue all day long. All right, people, let's open up.
All right, Rich, thank you so much for your presentation. We do have a few questions for you from our audience. When is the best time to complete the next academic year presentation?
So the FAFSA, it opens up every year October 1st. And so you want to complete it as soon as possible the minute it opens up. So for example, the new academic year, which starts August of 2020 and goes into 2021, was made available in October of 2019. So it's already out there. You just want to make sure you get that done as soon as possible, because you can be eligible for state grant money, MAP grant, by getting it done early.
Awesome. Well, thank you for letting us know when we can apply. When does it close?
So the FAFSA is currently open. It will close after the summer semester. And so once the summer semester ends, that's when the FAFSA will close for the current year. So right now, we are in the 2019 to 2020 year. And so normally that FAFSA stays open from October 1st all the way until the summer semester of that FAFSA year. So if we're talking about next year, it opened up in October 1st, 2019. That would stay all the way open until the end of summer 2021.
Awesome. Well, what happens if I'm undocumented and I can't complete the FAFSA? Is there an alternative to FAFSA that I can complete?
Absolutely. So as of right now, if you are an undocumented student and you don't have a Social Security number or alien registration number, then you wouldn't be able to do the actual FAFSA application. However, you can do what is called the RISE Act alternative application with the state of Illinois. So that is an alternative application that students can go to that are undocumented and get financial aid from the state of Illinois. And so that application is actually open right now, and you will go to isac.org. So that's isac.org, and you can complete that application. That will come over to us and let us know how much state money that you can be eligible for. As well, you can go to, you can also do 2 things, and I know Rhonda will talk about this later, but we have Star Scholarship, right, Rhonda?
That's right.
We got Star Scholarship. Oh, right, I'm on it. And then we also have the CCC Foundation Scholarship. So that's a lot of money within the Foundation Scholarship that students can also apply to if they're undocumented students.
Thanks, Rich. And also during the presentation, you highlighted and expressed that not to use our student email when we complete our FAFSA ID. What happens if I use my student email because I didn't know until today? How can we fix that?
So that's an easy fix. The same login you use to log into your FAFSA, you use that login to go back to fsaid.gov, fsaid.ed.gov. So you'll go right back to the same website you created it and just update your information. You want to do that as much as possible. Update your phone numbers if that phone number has changed. Update your emails. Update your address. So you want to have the most up-to-date information as possible when you're updating your FSA ID to make sure that all the information is getting sent to the proper place. Also, parents, got to do it for the parents as well. So you want to make sure you do that.
Excellent. And Rich, I know during these times, everybody's virtual and we may not have our offices physically open. Are the financial aid offices available via email to connect with students or via Zoom?
Yes. So we know that we're working in a different type of atmosphere. So City Colleges have worked around the clock to make sure we provide all those services to you virtually, and a lot of this financial aid stuff, you can, as a matter of fact, all of it you can get done virtually. So you can go to ccc.edu. At the bottom of the page, you're going to see this bright yellow button that says virtual services. Click on that, it will take you to all the different campuses. You click on your campus that you are planning to attend, and then you can go into a meeting with a financial aid advisor, academic advisor, an admissions person virtually. So they're already waiting there for you to come in, ask any questions, get things done, and they're available to you. Or you can always send an email to one of the various emails that you see on the screen right now.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rich. Again, that website is www.ccc.edu/VSS. So that way, if you do have a question and you need to meet with a financial aid advisor and an academic advisor or an admissions specialist immediately, you can contact those people. Hey, Rich, we have a few more questions in the questions and answers. I'm going to let you follow up with those specific questions via typing them out to get to those students, and we're going to continue along with our presentation. So thank you.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you. Thank you.
Perfect. All right, guys. So this is where I come in and I talk about STAR Scholarship. I want to introduce our program. I want to talk about the benefits and the qualifications and how to apply. So please enjoy our STAR Scholarship presentation.
For some questions.
City College Chicago is working with Chicago Public Schools and the City of Chicago to create a program for rewarding students who earn a B average in high school. We would like to introduce the STAR Scholarship Program for students to earn free tuition and books going toward an associate degree. City Colleges of Chicago values our Chicago Public School students and wants to provide an opportunity for our youth to achieve an education debt-free to provide students with their careers after college. Let's explore our qualifications for our program. Students who are a Chicago Public School graduate with a grade point average of a 3.0 or higher and place in completion-ready tests can qualify for the STAR Scholarship. We will use the highest from weighted or unweighted grade point average to qualify the student in addition to multiple testing components. We will use the best score from English and the best score from math from the ACT, from the SAT, or from the CCC placement exam to qualify the student to reach that completion-ready status. For example, the student can qualify for the STAR Scholarship with the English, SAT, and the CCC math exam. We will put these scores together for the student to qualify. Additionally, we will evaluate multiple testing attempts from the same exam for qualifications. So, if you're not completion ready right now, we can work with you as long as you have that grade point average. In addition to the grade point average and test scores, we ask students to complete their financial aid component, enroll in an academic program plan, and stay in good academic standing each academic year. The STAR Scholarship is a last dollar funded scholarship. where we will apply all eligible federal and state grants to the student's accounts before applying any tuition waivers or book vouchers to the student. Each academic year, students need to complete their FAFSA and completely process it with their college financial aid office. This includes the verification process if students are chosen. Not every student is chosen for verification. However, if a student is, we encourage them to meet with their college financial aid office to discuss the paperwork and verification forms needed to finish the process. Students who are eligible to complete the FAFSA needs to ensure to include their CCC home campus code within their FAFSA. Without this code, we cannot process or receive the student's FAFSA. If the student is not eligible to complete the FAFSA due to their citizenship status, we have an alternative form for DACA and undocumented students. Whichever form the student is eligible to complete, either the FAFSA or the Certificate of Ineligibility to file for financial aid, the student must complete this form each academic year so we can recertify the student's funding source. Remember, we are a last dollar funded scholarship to ensure the student has enough funds for their cost of attendance. The last requirement to complete to be officially awarded the STAR Scholarship is our Transfer Partner Consent Form. This Transfer Partner Consent Form will either provide permission or not to give the student's contact and academic information to our four-year partners. City College of Chicago has partnered with 28 different four-year universities and colleges to offer a version of the STAR Scholarship for our students who complete their associate's degree with a 3.0 grade point average or higher. We are offering this opportunity for students to continue their education and work toward a bachelor degree with little or no debt. Currently, our transfer partners have offered our current STAR scholars more than $5 million and additional scholarships to work toward their bachelor program. Our partners offer additional scholarships with the STAR Scholarship so that student can dwindle down that tuition cost. A STAR Scholar could qualify for a transfer scholarship, merit scholarships, honor scholarships, in addition to the STAR Scholarship. All of these scholarships are stackable, where the student can take advantage of all of them toward their overall tuition. Our goal is to have the student complete an associate's degree debt-free, in addition to a bachelor degree debt-free or little cost, so that when a student is ready for their career, they are entering into their career with little or no debt. We want to give back to the city of Chicago in terms of giving our students a head start in their young careers. Our partners are near and far, public and private, as we want to relate to our STAR Scholars' choice for transferring and academic programs. At City College Chicago's campuses, we have a transfer director within our transfer centers to assist students to understand our partners, our partner requirements, details, deadline, transfer scholarships, educational goals, and opportunities. We recommend in your first semester at CCC that you meet with your transfer director at your transfer center to take advantage of this opportunity, as we do have guaranteed admission programs with many of our partners. So if you're interested in going to a specific partner, you possibly could register and apply to their guaranteed admission program, which means that once you complete your associate degree and meet all of their requirements, you are guaranteed to be admitted into that college, and you are guaranteed the STAR Scholarship. The STAR Scholarship is valid for 3 years, from the first City College's fall semester after high school graduation. Students who are graduating in June 2020 from CPS, their eligibility will start this coming fall 2020, and it will go through summer 2023 unless they complete their associate's degree first. So a student will have 3 years to complete their associate's degree with the STAR Scholarship unless they can achieve their associate's degree before their eligibility ends. We will cover tuition and books in the summer if the student is interested in taking summer courses. We do not require students to be a full-time student at any time. However, we strongly encourage it as there are additional benefits to students who are full-time. For example, students who are full-time will complete their degree within the 3 years. Students who are full-time will earn a CTA train or bus pass. In addition, a student who is full-time is more likely to transfer to a 4-year with our transfer partners. If a student is not able to start with their first eligible semester after high school graduation, you have a year to apply and to start using the STAR Scholarship for continued eligibility. As we know, the economy right now is kind of tough, and we know that students may need to take a gap year. But City College Chicago is here for you. The STAR Scholarship is available for a student to apply within that year from high school graduation. We award students through the academic year. So if a student only needs to take a semester off, we are there for them for the spring or summer semester. So we encourage students, even if they're not able to start college right from high school, we encourage them to continue with their dreams of getting an education and starting with us, City College Chicago, with the STAR Scholarship within that year. And we will still be able to provide the support and help that they need to graduate with an associate's degree within those 3 years. We also allow students to become completion ready within that first year of eligibility. So if a student has that 3.0 GPA at graduation, high school graduation, and they do not have the test scores as of yet to be completion ready to qualify for the STAR Scholarship, we offer them the opportunity to retest or to complete remedial courses so that way they can get up to that completion ready requirement and be awarded. Like we said, we award students every academic semester based on when they qualify. So even if you do miss that testing requirement, it's okay. We can work with you. We want to work with you. We will help you and let you know exactly what you need to do, either retesting, completing remedial courses, so that way, after a little bit of work, you can qualify for the STAR Scholarship. Now that we've talked about the STAR Scholarship program in terms of our qualifications, how to be officially awarded, our benefits, and our timeline, let's explore the application process. We accept the high school seniors and high school graduates applications year-round, as we award students year-round based on when they complete their requirements. The STAR Scholarship application is very simple. The first step for a student gaining access to the STAR Scholarship application is that they have to apply for admission to one of our colleges. Once the student applies and gains admission to one of our colleges, they will receive details via email on how to apply to the STAR Scholarship. Our application is located within the student portal, my.ccc.edu. Within the student portal, the student has access to their whole college careers and records. Their student portal, they're able to register for classes, purchase their books, take placement exams, review their degree requirements and their educational plan. Also make appointments with their advisor, their financial aid advisor, and tutors. The portal is kind of our gatekeeper. The STAR Scholarship application is a very simple form. We ask students to select whether they are affiliated with Chicago Public Schools or Chicago Public School charters. If the student is a charter student, we ask the student to self-select their charter school, as we need to reach out to their charter school for their transcript. However, if the student is a Chicago Public School student, we will gain their academic data from our seamless data transmission process with CPS. So once the student selects whether they're CPS or CPS charter, if they're charter, they'll select their charter school. And then we ask for their CPS ID number and we ask for their CPS email. In addition to that, we ask them to submit the application. So once those few things are completed and submitted, it takes us approximately 2 weeks to process the application with CPS or gain their academic data from their charter school, and we will communicate their eligibility status to that email that they provided. But please remember, your CCC email is our official line of communication. So while you're in your portal, make sure you check out your CCC email as well. For any high school senior that applies, we will evaluate your mid-year GPA. If your mid-year GPA is a 3.0 or higher and you meet the testing components, then we will give you a pre-graduation eligibility status and let you know that we will award you pending graduation. If you apply as a high school graduate, we will only review your final GPA. It's very beneficial for students to apply as a high school senior, as if a high school senior doesn't quite make that 3.0, we will evaluate the final GPA as well as the mid-year GPA to provide the student the best opportunity to qualify. So please don't delay today. Make sure that you submit your application for admission, your STAR Scholarship application, and check your email so we can award you the STAR Scholarship. We are going to open up this time for students, parents, and counselors to ask any questions. Thank you.
All right, we do have a few questions from our audience here. One of the questions is what happens if I don't qualify for FAFSA or the RISE Act based on my citizenship, meaning I can't fill out either of those documents? And that's okay. The STAR Scholarship is for undocumented students as well, and we have an alternative form within the student portal that the student can certify saying that they are ineligible to complete the FAFSA and the RISE Act application. Next question is if I'm a high school senior and I apply and I have met all the qualifications and I have completed all the requirements, but pending graduation from high school, can I still register for fall classes? And the answer is yes. Any student who's a high school senior who qualifies with the test scores and the GPA, they complete their FAFSA and or certification form and the partner consent form, we will process their application and update their student record to reflect that. With high school graduation being a requirement for this award, we officially cannot send out an award letter, but if you do register for fall classes, we will secure your classes with a tuition waiver if needed, if you don't qualify for financial aid, so that way that your classes are secure. If you do need an award letter before high school graduation, before we can officially award you, we can provide a pending award letter for you if you're trying to meet a CPS requirement. The next question is if I'm a junior, can I apply to the STAR Scholarship? Unfortunately, the STAR Scholarship, we only accept senior, high school senior applications and high school graduate applications, as We have to process them with CPS, and we don't want to overload CPS with too many applications. However, once you become a high school senior in July, please submit your application so that way we can have it on file and we can submit it back to CPS for your mid-year GPA in February. The next question is, how long do I apply for the STAR Scholarship? Students have a whole year from high school graduation to apply. We hope, though, that we are your college choice from high school and that you will take us up on it to get your full 3 years of eligibility. However, we know that in today's times and choices, students may need to take a gap year, and that's okay. We do award students throughout the academic year, as long as it's within a year from high school graduation. Next question is I did receive a letter from CPS marketing the STAR Scholarship. Does that mean I am able to get the STAR Scholarship, or what else do I need to do for the STAR Scholarship? So there was a CPS letter that went out to our CPS students that indicated if you had that GPA and those test scores, or if you were really close to those test scores. And that letter is just a marketing material to encourage you to understand our program and to invite you to know more. You do need to submit an admission application, and you do need to submit a STAR application so we can process it. Unfortunately, that letter does not automatically apply submit the application for you, but you need to go in and process that application so that way we can get you an eligibility status. And remember that we do communicate everything to you via email. So please make sure that you're checking your email. We will notify you if you're missing anything or if you have anything next to complete so we can officially award you. Please continue to ask your questions through the Q&A option below, and we will continue to answer them. However, I'm going to turn it over to Jackie Dace, our Director of Apprenticeships and Internships, to talk about her program.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jackie Dace, Director of Apprenticeships and Work-Based Learning Programs for the City Colleges of Chicago. During this presentation, you will learn about internships and apprenticeships at city colleges. You'll learn the definitions of each, the differences between them. You'll learn how to access internships, our career services. You'll learn about apprenticeships, the program structure, the various apprenticeships that we currently have, how you would apply for those, and the supports around apprenticeship programs. You'll learn how to be prepared and how to prepare and to apply for an apprenticeship or an internship. And finally, we'll share some student successes. First of all, with internships, these are considered a period of work experience offered by an employer to give students and graduates exposure to the working environment, often within a specific industry area. On the other hand, apprenticeships are more employer-driven. They're a learn while you earn model, so basically you're in school and working at the same time. They contain an on-the-job training component, and at the end of that experience, you will receive an industry-recognized credential and have new skills to take directly to the workforce. Apprenticeships are similar but differ in several important ways. Program length: apprenticeships are at least a year long and can be as long as 4 years. Internships are shorter, usually not more than a semester. Some are over the summer. Regarding pay, apprenticeships are always paid, where internships may offer college credit instead of a paycheck. Apprenticeships incorporate training into the program at the worksite, referred to as OJT, and in the classroom, referred to as RTI. Internships may be jobs in the area of study, but do not have the requirements and rigor of apprenticeships. Credentials, certificates, and degrees are part of an apprenticeship program. These can be attained from college or the Department of Labor if the program is registered. Internships do not include credentials. When students are interested in an internship, they have several resources available. First, each campus has a career planning and placement center that students can access while on campus. These career centers provide workshops, assistance with resumes and interviews, and other services that will support students while pursuing an internship. The Career Network is an electronic platform that students can access to find out about internship opportunities. Oftentimes, faculty members will have relationships with companies and will also share internship opportunities. Students can also access job boards like Monster, Indeed, and Career Builder. And in the summer internships are typically available every year through One Summer Chicago, Year Up, and the Chicago Business Scholars Program. There are 5 components to any apprenticeship. Paid employment. First and foremost, an apprenticeship is a job, which requires interviews and the employer to select the apprentice. Number 2, it's a structured on-the-job training or OJT, and it happens at the work site. Number 3, related technical instruction or RTI is delivered by a training partner, or employers sometimes provide both the OJT and the RTI. Industry credentials. United States Department of Labor registered apprenticeship programs receive a credential from the Department of Labor. Other credentials are also possible depending on the program. Rewards for skills gains. As apprentices gain and can demonstrate skills, their pay can increase. Apprenticeship programs can vary in hours and other dimensions. You may work 20 to 40 hours per week. This depends on the employer's requirements and the program length, which is typically 1 to 2 years. Each program has a specific and predetermined on-the-job or OJT, which is developed to give the apprentice hands-on training at the worksite. This training is documented and tracked to be sure the apprentice gains all the necessary skills to perform the job. The related technical training, or RTI, is the classroom portion of the apprenticeship that can be delivered by a community college for credit or through continuing education programs. This training is developed with the employer to ensure the foundational or baseline concepts are completely covered. Students in 2-year programs will typically work less than 30 hours in order to have room in their schedule to complete a degree. Some of the 1-year programs are aimed at students that are near completion of their degree, which allows them to work a near full-time schedule. Industry credentials include certificates and degrees through the community college and a DOL or Department of Labor certification if the program is registered. Apprentices may also attain industry certifications along the way, like CompTIA or A+, CDL or Safe Serve food handling certifications. Apprenticeships are all about building skills, and Department of Labor registered apprenticeships require that there are at least one increase in pay during the program to reflect the added skill that the apprentice has acquired and demonstrated. Apprenticeship programs at city colleges also include supports to help ensure success. Companies assign mentors to apprentices that can help and assist with all facets of the apprenticeship, including advice, guidance, all while helping them connect with necessary resources. Each apprenticeship is coordinated so that an apprentice has a well-rounded experience and that ensures that all supports are provided. 1 Million Degrees is a partner that provides workshops, orientations, and information sessions around soft skills, including ways to be successful during the apprenticeship, maintaining a positive and healthy attitude, and tips for a successful experience. Apprentices have opportunities to participate in professional development training led by their employers, the college, and online learning platforms that help reinforce and ensure a positive apprenticeship experience. We have some apprenticeships that are currently running now. Aon is a program that has 3 tracks. There are apprentices in insurance, human resources, and IT support. Accenture is currently running 5 apprenticeship tracks, including digital design, operations, client financial management, technology, and cyber information security. Weber Shandwick focuses on digital public relations. McDonald's is currently recruiting for crew members to become floor managers. Rush Hospital has an IT track that focuses on health information technology. JP Morgan Chase has 2 tracks that focus on IT and business operation apprentices. SDI Presence has opportunities for help desk and cybersecurity apprentice. Gilbane is for those interested in construction management. Friedman Seating is for manufacturing students to work in industrial maintenance and CNC operations. PepsiCo has opportunities in supply chain logistics and industrial maintenance. Walgreens focuses on retail management and provides a pathway to store management. To find out about apprenticeships we are currently recruiting for, City Colleges has created a website that students can check on a regular basis. This site provides details about an apprenticeship opportunity to include the length of the apprenticeship, the description of duties, the location, rate of pay, and links to the employment application and registration for information sessions. It also includes information about hiring events and any employer-led activities. Students have an opportunity to complete forms and upload their resumes directly to the site. Before you apply for an internship or an apprenticeship, you should visit your campus's Career Planning and Placement Center to get help with exploring careers that are best suited for you, your interests, and your skills. There you can find one-on-one support from career service team members, assistance with your resume creation or review, interview practice and advice. You can get information about careers and hiring fairs happening on campus and at company sites. You can participate in workshops that help you prepare and practice for upcoming events. And finally, attend industry panel discussions and events that help students learn about an industry from visiting professionals and in specific fields or occupations. At this time, I'd like to share a few of our success stories. Ed Richardson III is part of the Aon Apprenticeship Program, which means he is both an Aon claims analyst and a Harold Washington College student. For Ed, the combination has been life-changing. While he's originally from Chicago, he grew up in the Chatham neighborhood and on the South Side and in the South suburbs. After graduating, Ed knew the security job he had was not the path he wanted to take. His job search ramped up when he learned that the plant he was working at was moving out of the country, and he came across an opportunity to attend Harold Washington College and participate in its Aon apprenticeship program. Ed knew the adjustment back to being a student would be challenging, so he used his time at Harold Washington to improve writing, public speaking, grammar, math, and communication skills. His courses have proved very relevant to what he does at Aon. He's presented in front of CEOs and writes emails regularly to business leaders and decision makers. Ed has taken advantage of Harold Washington's Career Planning and Placement Center and tutoring, and he feels challenged and stimulated by his teachers. Ed graduated with an associate's degree and is currently working at Aon. Lita Mendoza wanted to get credentials to get a job as quickly as possible. After some research, she decided that network technology would be a good fit for her background and her career goals. She found Wright College through friends who were already students there, and it was close to home. Working full-time while she took classes, Lita earned her associate's degree. While in her last semester at Wright, one of her professors encouraged her to go to a panel information session on apprenticeships at Accenture. Lita had heard of Accenture, but didn't really know the scope of what the company did. Inspired by the information she heard from the Accenture staff, as well as Wright College students who were also Accenture apprentices, Lita decided to apply to the program. She got an apprenticeship offer and started working at Accenture. The apprenticeship is a full-time commitment, but Lita is loving the challenge and learning on her feet. She works mainly with databases, managing SAP environments, and is involved on the security end of the system as well. Kataya Lewis earned a basic banking certificate at Harold Washington College as part of her participation in the Year Up Chicago program. Year Up is a one-year intensive training program that provides underserved young adults ages 18 to 24 with a combination of hands-on skills development, coursework eligible for college credit, corporate internships, and wraparound support services. The program includes a partnership with Harold Washington College. Kataya graduated from that program, which helped her land an internship with the Bank of America. She currently works full-time at the bank as a preferred sales specialist and hopes to build her career there. Getting to this point wasn't easy for this West Side native. Armani Alexander grew up on the South Side and went to Lindblom Math and Science Academy. When he graduated, he worked different jobs, including fast food and with his dad, who is a contractor, and took some college-level courses. He didn't, however, know exactly what he wanted to do as a career, but Armani joined the Year Up Chicago program, which involved 6 months of classes at city colleges, followed by 6 months internship at Northwestern Madison in downtown Chicago. His internship was in the IT department, but the experience opened his mind to new possibilities. Healthcare. He had always been interested in the field, but a mentor at Northwestern encouraged him to look at programs in the health sciences. It was then that he decided to return to school and change his focus from IT to a career in dental hygiene, and ultimately in dentistry. Already familiar with city colleges, he took classes at Malcolm X College, where he is also getting hands-on experience seeing clients in the dental hygiene clinic. And finally, Imani Excellent. She started taking early college classes at Daly College during her sophomore year of high school. While at Daly, she joined Phi Theta Kappa, which is the honor society for two-year colleges. Imani was a bit intimidated when she first entered City College's Southwest Side campus. She was much younger than her fellow students, but thanks to her encouraging support system that included classmates, faculty, her mom, dad, and siblings, she started to feel more comfortable. Armani attended an information session at J.P. Morgan Chase. After going through multiple interviews, she was selected to participate in the apprenticeship program. Armani started at J.P. Morgan Chase as an apprentice, which is part of a partnership between City Colleges and Chase. Her apprenticeship lasts 1 year, after which she will pursue her bachelor's degree at UIC. With Imani being exposed to software engineering and coding while at Chase, she now has a choice to study nursing as she originally planned or to pursue a degree in information technology. At this time, we will entertain your questions.
All right, thank you so much, Jackie, for all this valuable information on internships and apprenticeships. We do have a question. How can I start how can I start an apprenticeship in the summer?
Most of the apprenticeships do begin once you start and are enrolled in city colleges. Because of a lot of interest around apprenticeships, there are going to be opportunities where students can start in the summer. But stay tuned for those kinds of information. But for the most part, our internships and apprenticeships will start once you begin at your selected college. That's how you get connected to all the great opportunities once you're enrolled and decide what you want to study in. And that's kind of the best way to get involved with one of these great opportunities.
Excellent, thank you so much. And also, can you tell us, can I have an apprenticeship and an internship at the same time, or am I limited just to one?
You're not necessarily limited, however, you'll probably only have time for one. Because it's working while you're in school, most of them, typically you're only going to be focused on one. Now, sometimes you might do a summer internship, like this summer. Maybe there'll be internship opportunities this summer through your high school. And once you finish with that and you come into city colleges and you apply for maybe an apprenticeship, it does coincide and complement your educational experience. So typically you're not trying to do both. They are paid experiences and your tuition's being covered. So you want to kind of focus because you're trying to earn and gain certain types of skills. So you want to focus, and a lot of times the salary is comparable. So you're able to just do the one and be successful. And that's what we want you to do, is kind of focus and really get into what you're doing so that you can have the most success from the experience.
Awesome. We have one more question from the group. What are my chances of becoming fully employed after my apprenticeship or internship experiences?
The chances are really high. Most apprenticeship programs might last 1 year, and that's usually during your second year at city colleges. And when you're closer to graduation, if you do well in your apprenticeship, if it's a 1 year or even a 2 year, if you do well, the company likes you and you like your experience, oftentimes, I want to say 85 to 90% of the time, our apprentices are offered full-time ongoing opportunities with the same companies they've done their apprenticeship with. It happens all the time. That's the beauty of an apprenticeship program, is that it gets you in the door, it gets you trained, it gets you comfortable with a company and their environment, and you get comfortable with it, they get comfortable with you, and I'll tell you, oftentimes it turns into full-time. So we encourage you to get in, get involved. This is a way to get your foot in great companies and get your career started while you're in your college 2-year experience. And again, we are going to start some of these programs for high school students as well. So when you start, before you leave high school, oftentimes maybe you'll start having opportunities to apply for these great opportunities. So stay tuned, and we're glad you joined us today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jackie. I did want to put up on the slides again, our contact information for everybody. As Richard said, is we have our 7 colleges, email addresses for our financial aid. We have our general contact information for STAR and our general contact information for apprentice and internships. All of these inboxes are monitored daily, and you will get a response within 48 business hours, as our staffs are very responsive to your questions, your concerns, and any general information you may need. Also, if you are participating in our virtual challenge, we did provide our website on there, so that way you can go on there and you can complete the survey with the survey code CCC-C7, and you can get credit for this particular session that you participated in. So that's all that we have for you today. We will stick around for a couple more minutes just to see if anyone has some lingering questions that they can put into the FAQ box. We'll be happy to answer it, and we'll type out those answers. But we hope that you enjoyed your presentation today. We hope that you learned a lot, and please be safe, please be healthy, and we hope to see you on campus in the fall semester. Thank you, everybody.